Hi, I'm Debi Peverill, and you're listening to the weekly tip from Peverill Financial Trading Group. Today I'm talking about break-even. And break-even in the accounting world is the amount of sales you have to have in order to cover all your costs. So if you have enough revenue, which is what you charge your customers, that it is equal to or more than your expenses, then break-even is when they're equal. When your revenue is more, that's when you're making money. So we often talk about break-even, but I'd have to say it's a low standard. You are in business to make money. You're not in business just to cover your costs. But it's a good idea to calculate break-even in order to see if what you're doing has, a reasonable chance of becoming profitable. With new business owners, this is a very important piece because we need, again, to see if their target market is going to be big enough to support the expenses they're going to have. So, simple example, if you are running a corner store, you might have, say, $10,000 a month in fixed costs. What are those? Those would be your rent, your loan payments, the salaries that you pay to people who get paid a salary, things like insurance. You add all that stuff up. Let's say it comes to $10,000 because we can do that in our head. If you're selling bread and every time you sell a loaf of bread you make $1, then you need to sell 10,000 loaves of bread that month. Does that seem likely? That's when the marketing people look at it. If you could sell the bread so that you made $2 every time you sold a loaf, then you'd only have to sell 5,000 loaves of bread a month. So you see how working with the break-even would be important because that will help you figure out products you could sell where you can make a higher profit. So the calculation of the break-even is a comparison of fixed costs with the amount of money you make on a particular item. So if your prices if your costs are going up, then you're going to have to sell more product just to break even unless you increase your price. So these days with supply chain issues and inflation, it's important to keep an eye on your break even because you are likely going to have to increase your selling prices in order to make up for the fact that your costs are going up, and otherwise you won't be breaking even. Okay, so you can't absorb. You can figure out how much cost you could absorb before you have to have a price increase. So if you take the time to calculate your break even, then you can work with that. Can we increase prices? Can we decrease costs? Because of course, if you're operating a business below break even, you're not making any money. It's either a hobby or a bad idea.